Beginning, inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, fold forwards down to the ground. Inhale the head halfway, straighten the back, and fold down. Inhale, lift to the sky, and into the heart. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward, straight back if you can. Inhale, halfway, lengthening through the crown of the head, that way. Down towards the ground, any amount. Inhale, lift to the sky, and into the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flow down, forwards. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, down. And all the way up and in to the heart. Okay, little cameo appearance by Karma. He's just had his stitches out. All right. Find your breath. Lift the toes, plant into the ground. Come into your center. Sometimes the hardest part of yoga is the stillness. Is the coming in and being okay with the non-movement. Lots of practices that have fast movement. We'll do a little bit of it later on in other videos, not this one. But it's still all about coming back to our center. Coming back to that sense of peace and calm. That sense of joy and happiness deep, deep inside. And whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes it can just be having those moments for yourself. Or sometimes it's just getting out of your own self. If you've had a little too much time with yourself, sometimes we just need to get out of ourselves too. All right. So let's go down to the ground again. So inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, fold forwards, reach down. Inhale, halfway. Bend the knees, plant it back, take down dog. For those that can, child's pose if that's not available right now. And those that have a little more strength, you take a leg up, just roll the ankle. Again, this is fairly gentle practice, but not for everybody, right? So we're all at different areas, different spots. Take the other leg up. And we're all going to come join in child's pose. Roll the ankle. Bring it down. So find your way. If you've got bad knees, sometimes a cushion or something under your knees to come down onto is helpful. And we're going to come into child's pose, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a little walk around. So as I check my time. Oh dear. Which just disappeared. Okay. Hold. So we're holding to the side. And then we're going to walk to the other side. Drop down and hold. It's amazing how much we can feel, especially when I used to be able to go right down to the ground and all the way over. But actually I just demonstrated something we shouldn't do. It's a noticing, not a judgment. So you don't want to be hard on yourself if you're doing something and you used to be able to do something and you can't do it again. So we're able to notice, right? Because it gives us signs of how our health is doing, how we are. But at the same time, if you're too harsh on yourself, then that plays with you mentally, so that's not good either. So a part of it's an acceptance. Accept where we are and move on from there. And sometimes this is it, this is the practice, and we don't need to move further. And there's absolutely no reason why you need to move further. I am actually getting away from a lot of the harder yoga stuff. for different reasons, but more meditation is in my practice, which I know a lot of you know already. But it always was. It always was. But there's a lot of power in that and a lot of strength in that too. So we're going to calm it down again. So we've got a couple minutes left. So we'll just take a nice, tall, straight spine. So sit comfortably, whatever that is for you. Some people may need to have the feet straight out, and that's fine. So sitting, taking a breath in. Again, feel into the sits bones first. So grounding, rooting. How are you sitting? Are you sitting evenly? You all know how to do that left, right, front, back. Come into center. But from the seat, from Muladhara, down at the bottom, the earth, we press into the earth and find the rebound, find the lift up into, through the chakras. They're coming to my mind right now, but through the chakras, through the spine, through the abdomen, through each area, and allow it to flow. Kind of like we're that lotus in the muddy water. We root into the mud, into the earth, into the ground, and then we rise. Taking a breath in and out, rise through your system, and feel this sort of shine or this glow. Allow that to encompass you, to surround your body. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, maybe just soften the shoulders, soften the hips, and find the core strength. So it's like a lotus where the stalk is the strongest part, right? So it has to be to deal with the water, to deal with the air, to deal with the elements, and not break. So we're bendable, right? We want to keep flexibility in our lives, to be bendable, to go with the flow of what's going on in our world, and not break. So, but if you're broken, we can fix that, because nobody's ever really broken, right? It doesn't work that way. We are, I don't even want to say fixable. I shouldn't have said that. That's not right. See, I'm using this analogy, but I guess sometimes we break off and we turn a different direction too, and that's okay. So, we'll save there. So, I can get talking about other stuff, and I'm trying not to. So we're being this beautiful lotus stalk, and if the head area, if this can expand into this gorgeous flower, if you can think of it that way. Sorry for making it floral, but it is. It's a pristine lotus. It comes through all this dirt, this muck, this mire of life, right? That's why the analogy is there, and it opens and expresses this beautiful, beautiful, pristine color, whether it's pink or white, and there's not a speck of dirt on it. And that's spirit. That's sort of where we come into this sort of a spiritual practice in yoga. And that's where I'll leave that. Don't worry, I won't go further on that, but we're just going to open up to that possibility of us being strong and pure and truthful and good, and that cleanliness, that strength, that openness that is in our hearts. And we all can deal with the spirituality of our hearts, I think. And we share that in our compassion. And of course, actually tapping into the sense of gratitude for October. That's going to be our theme. Gratefulness for the fruits of the earth. Gratefulness for our, the phrase our daily bread, but being grateful for the food that nourishes us, being grateful for having enough. And when we see that others need, being there for that too. All right. So I think we're sort of at that time that I wanted to express these videos. Hopefully I get it all in. I know posting them there's a time limit. But anyways, bring the hands to the heart. And maybe I'll just break this off and add another video. We're going to continue a little bit. So continuing with a breath, and we are there being this beautiful lotus stalk. So if you can imagine these channels, so in yoga there's the left and right half of the body is discerned into actually masculine and feminine. But, and I'm not going to go too much into that, it's not a teaching. So, but Ida and Pingala, for those that are aware of it. And then of course you have the center line, Sushumna. And so the stalk, we almost want to, the coating, the strength, the Ida and the Pingala are on the sides, and that's, if you think of scaffolding, that's a structure, right? So the structure is holding us up, and we're going to breathe in and breathe down, and as we breathe out, we breathe up. Does that make sense? So inhale, bring it down, into the belly, into the roots. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, breathe down. Feel the sense of structure and those channels that are holding us. Exhale, breathe up. That we are rooted and we are lifted in the same breath. And then we're going to continue to breathe in and out. And we're going to notice the center. So the center light. I'd like you to almost, if you're a good visualizer, if you're not, it's okay. Just know that we're just breathing up and down in a straight line. But we're involving these compartments. We're involving something that creates a pattern and strength.